now you're here and these are your 20s and you have to figure it out. And you just have like that moment of peace where it's like, wow, I really worked my butt off to get here and I deserve everything that's coming from me. Girl, you did it. Be happy, be proud of yourself because you deserve to celebrate that accomplishment. It's not about being perfect. It's not about the final destination, but you have to really enjoy every single moment because I feel like life is going by so fast. Like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabrielle Kazaya. If you're new here, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Today we are going to be having a conversation that's really relevant in my life and I'm sure really relevant in y'all's as well, of just like navigating life in your 20s, the good, the bad, the ugly, what I'm doing to kind of like cope and get through new things and do more, but also just like figure out who I want to be and who Gabrielle is and how she's evolving and how she's growing. And then we're also going to be doing my makeup because in one of my last videos y'all asked me for a makeup routine. So as y'all know, I'm in New York this summer, so this isn't my like normal makeup setup, but to start we're gonna just like dermaplane my face so there's no like extra hairs on the makeup. That's like one of my game changers. And then we're just gonna like really get into this conversation because I told y'all like I really wanted to be more transparent because I think while this is such a powerful season in our lives, it also can be so difficult balancing school and life and relationships, friendships or romantic, like having the aesthetic that you're looking for, buying the like all the things that are kind of just like mashing in my life at once amongst the like disappointments and how I'm handling things and how I'm self-reflecting. So if this is anything that like you're dealing with and like the word vomit that I just told y'all is like aligning with what y'all are going through, stay tuned and let's really just dive deep and be open and transparent in today's video. Okay, I am just using these clips. They're not my usual clips, but as I said, I'm in a different city and I didn't bring all my stuff with me because I'm interning here for the summer and I find that I'm like a serial, not hoarder, but like I have too much stuff that I don't need. So in my best bet of trying to eliminate as many things as I didn't need, I packed a lot of stuff and left a lot of stuff. So this is what we have to work with. But I'm just starting by putting this Aveeno body oil that I love and use on every other part of my body. I don't ever like use it on my face unless I'm dermaplaning. I do dermaplane myself. If you're not confident in your ability to do so though, don't like go get it done. I know Face Foundry, I think it's called, in Atlanta. They're only like $15 or $30. Like it's not crazy expensive. But I definitely recommend that. And then I just use the Sephora like facial razor. It comes with 3 refillable razors. It's like $18, I think. And it's a lot sharper than the other razors that sometimes people use. Like I used to use the ones that like you can buy at CVS and stuff, but this one's a lot sharper. I feel like it gets more things, like more of the hairs off, and just gives me a cleaner cut. But you have to be careful because since it's sharper, like it can really cut you. What I feel like I'm learning right now is that like adulthood, you don't just like wake up one day and bam, you're an adult. Like theoretically you do because of like your age and like the legal law depending on where we live. So like of course I'm in the US, so like 18 is an adult, 21 brings you like more things as an adult. But I definitely feel like as I'm just like aging and maturing, I didn't just wake up one day and say like, hey, I'm living my adult life. Like it was a culmination of things that built up, and it was like, okay, Gabby, like now you're here and these are your 20s and you have to figure it out. So one of the biggest things that I'm just realizing and recognizing is that I had to really let go of the idea of control. And if you all know me personally or just like have been on my channel for a while, I think I'm definitely one of those people who kind of likes to take her own reins on what she has going on. Like, I like to be in control of my destiny, if you have it. But I'm really realizing that, like, how do I put this? Like, life isn't happening to you. It's happening based off of the things that you are doing and putting into yourself. For example, I really want to do content full time. That doesn't just happen overnight because you're like, oh, hey, I'm doing content now. Like, you have to put in the work, the hours, and the time in order to get there. And I feel like that's the same thing with like life. Like, you have to respectfully show up and work towards what you want, and then your hard work will pay off. And I think when you realize that, like, the goal is not perfection, it's like the progress that you're putting in, the hours that you're spending on things, like, that's when I feel like recently I've had the most, like, I wouldn't say success, but I would say appreciation for the time and effort and energy that I'm putting in. I think I was definitely someone who is more used to, like, you say something and you expect it to happen like overnight, and that's just not the truth of the matter. And I think also being on a platform where I can like visually see myself every day and like see the changes that's happening to my skin or to my body, or like how I'm aging over time, made me realize that, like, it's not about being perfect. It's not about the final destination, but you have to really enjoy every single moment, because I feel like life is going by so fast. Like, I had an internship for 10 weeks. I'm on week 8. And I'm about to go back to Atlanta, but like, I still feel like I just got to New York. So in that instance as well, it's just like, the time is not going to wait for you. No one is just waiting for you to be like, oh, today I want to go do this. Like, now everyone else can like move on my time and do these things. Like, no, you have to get up and decide exactly what you want to do, and you have to go after it. And if you don't do it, somebody else will. And then you're going to be looking at yourself like, oh, why didn't I do this thing? Or why didn't I sign up for this? Or why didn't I join that work? Or why didn't I buy that bag when I said I wanted to buy it? Like, girl, get up and just go and do it. And once you start doing, I feel like everything falls into place, because you're putting in the time, effort, energy, and you're doing the self-work on yourself to go and get whatever you're looking for. And then everything is just like, and you just have like that moment of peace where it's like, wow, I really worked my butt off to get here, and I deserve everything that's coming from me. And I think with that is also like, you can't expect yourself to show up in the same way every day. And that's something that I've really been learning recently, but also accepting. For example, I get off of work every day at like 6:45, 7. And I would be used to like coming home from Atlanta, and like I would just be leaving class because I had evening classes last semester. 6:37, I could make me a full dinner. I could film a video or edit a video, do all my homework, and like still have so many other things going on. But here, I come back here and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, let me shower and get in the bed. And I think with that, you have to give yourself the grace and the time to be, but also to like, what the heck is that thing scraping? But also to recognize that like, it is okay to give yourself grace and time. Like, if you beat yourself up and don't allow your body to rest, you're never going to be able to show up how you're actually supposed to be showing up. So remember that, like, although you're going to have this immense drive and like passion to do all these things, you also need to show up for yourself in a realistic way. And I think Spelman has taught me so much that like I've taken from outside the classroom and put into my actual life, from like SG and FBLS, which like I don't know if it'll be announced before I post this video, but this year I'll be the president of it. And I've had so much realizations over this past like summer of like how much imposter syndrome I really had. Like I was like, of course, like I wasn't surprised. Let's say when I found out that I was gonna be president, because like I worked my butt off as events director and I knew exactly what I deserved. However, when you have worked for something and prayed for something, or however you spiritually align yourself to like get what you want and what you desire, and that it happens to you in real life, you also have that moment of like, wow, like I'm here getting what I want, like what's next? And I really urge our generation as a whole to like stop always feeling like you have to figure out what's next. Like allow us all to live in the moments of what we worked for. I worked hard to be president. I don't need to be thinking about the next year of what's gonna happen and what I want and what I seek to have. I just need to live in the moment of like, Gabby, you're president. Like, enjoy that part of it. And I think, especially as women, we are like under this unique microscope in a way that we have to always be focused on the next thing, the next this, the next that. Just live. My goal for the entire year is to just live. And y'all, I know y'all probably like, why is she looking here and here? There's a mirror here and then a bigger mirror here, but it's not in frame for y'all. So I'm like looking here and looking at y'all and looking here, so don't mind me. But I realized that like comparison is the thief of joy. Like I could cry on a Sunday about not having something or not getting where I thought I would be, and then on Monday I'm looking at myself and I'm like, yes girl, but like you made it to all these other things. And I feel like that's what I had to recognize. Even within my vision board of this year, like I had some things that I really wanted to get on there, and because it didn't happen in the timeline that I thought it should, I felt like that I needed to rush myself when like I wasn't even realizing that I was still living in the moment of something else that was on my vision board, and I needed to like bask and soak all that in before trying to move on to the very next thing. And I think we all just need to really slow down, stay grounded, stop rushing things. And when you do that, it really changes your outlook and how you look at things, because it's like, if you're always rushing and waiting for the next thing, you're not going to enjoy this thing, and then you're going to like have a list of 20 things that you haven't done. And instead of like being like, oh my gosh, I did this, this, and that. So that's my 2 cents. I feel like take it or leave it at this point, but like that's what's been working for me. And even I had a conversation with my best friend the other day, and I said to her, I was like, what in the now are you proud of? Like, recognize that you did that. Like, I think sometimes we all are like in such a rush to not recognize what we actually did. Like, girl, you did it. Be happy, be proud of yourself, because you deserve to celebrate that accomplishment. So I really hope that everyone just takes a second right now. Take out like a post-it note or your notes app, or like make a mental note of something that you did, something that you won and appreciated, and like that was like your thing, and celebrate yourself and celebrate that, because it's so important to do that. That's actually reminding me now that I need to send what the hell is this on my face? I need to send someone that I love who just had an accomplishment flowers, because I think it's so important to celebrate when we are making it to these stages of our lives that we hoped and wished and prayed for. Because if not, I look at it like, if 1, nobody knew your goal, they can't celebrate you. 2, if nobody knew what you were trying to accomplish, they can't appreciate it once you do it. So if anything, that means that you need to celebrate yourself and celebrate what you did and what you accomplished. Because if not, nobody is going to. Like, y'all are your biggest cheerleaders at the end of the day, and that's how it should be. So make sure you're taking the time to celebrate yourself and where you have gone. That is my biggest tidbit from this week of like celebrating myself and where I have come to. I know I told y'all that we were going to be doing my makeup today, but I feel like this has become more skincare than makeup. So maybe I'll do another video of like skincare. I meant of makeup so y'all can actually see my routine. But this dermaplaning just needs to get done. And I know that everyone's attention span is not the time that's going to take me to dermaplane and do my makeup in one day. Just recognizing that. Okay, back into it. I feel like not enough people are talking about how much your friendships change in your 20s and how much you have to work on your emotional growth in your friendships and also setting boundaries. So let me break it down for you. One thing first that I didn't realize in college was that like how much my friendships were going to change. Like I feel like on TV and stuff, they make it seem like you're going to have like those same friends all 4 years. One, I did not. That is partially me. That is happens to other people too. But like the friendships that I have freshman year, like some of them I still love and cherish and they're dear to my heart. But also like others of them, we're definitely not as close as we used to be simply because we grew apart. And I think something you have to recognize is that like as you're growing, maturing, and developing, some friends are going to stick along with you because they're also like working on themselves and focused on that. But if that friend is not aligned with what you're going to go, where you want to go, you can still be friends with them. But that just might mean that you're not hanging out with them and spending as much time as with them as you used to. Like, transparently, me and my roommate had something very similar to that this year. Like, we were growing in different ways. She was focused on certain things and I was focused on others. And that didn't mean that we didn't love each other or talk to each other when we came in the house, but we just weren't hanging out and spending as much time because we were both focused on different things. And I think like me being able to love and respect her from a distance worked out really well for me. And she was able to grow and figure out what she wanted to do. So like having the pressure on yourself to feel like you have to always be that same person that you showed up for in someone else's life when you are changing, like you need to be able to sit them down and say, hey, this is what's going on in my life right now. This is what I'm working on. This is what I'm going for. I might not be able to have time to hang out this weekend, or I might not be able to do this with you this weekend. That doesn't mean that I don't love you. It just means that I'm working on myself. And a true friend is going to respect that. They're going to be like, girl, go chase that. Go get to what you're working on. And I will see you when you accomplish that and when you have time again and when we will reconvene. My best friend and I think, are like such a healthy friendship because we have so many like boundaries in place. Like if she is going that weekend to go and work on her business, I don't want to out her business, but like if she's going to like go and do her business this weekend and she has a client that needs work, I know that we're not going to hang out, and I'm completely okay with that. You want to know why? Because she's going to get that bag and we're going to celebrate after, and when I get a brand deal or when I get a collaboration, she'll be waiting to celebrate me. I think you have to change the mindset that like drifting friendships or friendships that like you get deeper and closer with one time and like another one floats away, that's not a bad thing. That's you growing and evolving and developing as a person. So once you stop looking at it like it's a bad thing, and if your friend is trying to weaponize or victimize you for saying like, oh, you never hang out with me anymore, and doesn't recognize and realize that you're focused on your personal growth and development, then that's not your friend. It really isn't. I can't find the tweezers, of course, now that I'm onto the part with my eyebrows. But that isn't your friend, and you need to sit her down and be like, listen, this is what I'm working on in my life currently, And the time is going to change of when I used to always be around or when I used to always be doing this. And if you can accept that, that's going to be the best thing for our friendship. But if you can't, then I don't know what to tell you. And I think that goes the same for relationships. Like when I'm busy or my boyfriend is busy, my man will be like, oh, like I have this weekend, this weekend. Like it's probably not the best weekend for us to do this. Completely fine. Like he needs to go about his business and you need to go about yours. Because at the end of the day, a friendship, a relationship, whatever it is, you are an independent person. And if you cannot grow and challenge yourself outside of anyone else's expectations, you need to sit and we need to self-reflect and we need to develop in that aspect first and foremost. And then you also need to learn the importance of social capital. You are not supposed to just have one friend in one bubble in one section of life. You need to have your entrepreneur friends. You need to have your friends that you can go out and have a fun time with. You need to have your friends that you can network with and y'all will be in different sectors and leveraging each other's friendships, connections, and relationships to get where you want to go. Y'all have to stop thinking so close-minded and think about how the relationship that you have already built can open doors for you in the areas that you want to go to in life. And once you start doing that, you'll be like, oh, like I was missing out on this, and this all this time. Like, yes, stop thinking that you just have to have a friendship or a relationship with someone in your age range. When I tell you the amount of networking connections that I have made, the amount of mentors that I have gained this year from just me. What the heck is happening with my eyebrow right now? Wait a minute. For me going out, putting myself out there and doing what I needed to do, oh, it was a game changer. And I really urge you all to do the same, because you are not supposed to stay stagnant in life, and you staying stagnant in life starts with your relationships and your friendships. So if they're not pushing you and motivating you to go accomplish those goals that you told them that you set, you need to revise and reflect and get yourself together, but also get the people that you're spending time with around together. Because I promise y'all, who you spend your time with is a reflection of you and what you value. So if the people that you're spending your time with, when you're looking back and thinking about the goal that you missed out on or this that you didn't do, that is because that's where you focus your time. It's the same way when people be like, if you're a married woman and you're with single friends, they have single tendencies, they are less likely to like respect your marriage or whatever. So if you don't have boundaries in place for the people with relationships in your life, why they're not going to respect anything if there's not a boundary. That is what I'm trying to tell you. So really just be real with yourself. Like, you know, if that friend is not helping you. Like, I'm a type of person where I am a serial like people person, but also like I forget what they call it, like the person who's always giving but doesn't receive. So I had to reflect, like, what friends are using me? What friends only call me when they want new PR that I just got? What friends only call me when they need me to do something for them, but when I call them and need something, they don't answer, they're too busy, or they can't come? And when you go through your relationships and you look through like who is here for right now and the success that you're in versus who has been here, who has continued, who has pushed you, who has motivated you, who has congratulated you, who has been there when you've been down and sad because you didn't get something, then that's when you realize, like, okay, these are the friendships and the relationships that I love in my life and that I need. And if those people aren't there, yes, that heartbreak is gonna hurt because that was still your close friend. But you also have to recognize that you doing this is for your own growth and development and furthering yourself. So if you're really as dedicated to your growth as you're claiming that you are, you'll know that this is going to be better for you in the long run. And let me tell y'all, that I know we've only been talking about friendships and relationships, but that goes for family too. Don't have nobody in your life that's preying on your downfall or doing certain things. Just because they are blood related to you does not mean they want what's best for you. It's the sad truth, and that's what happens in some people's families. So you need to also recognize that and look at that in the mirror and be like, okay, this person has really got me for real, and this person doesn't. Don't, like, I promise y'all, like, when you realize how many toxic people are surrounding you, you realize how you don't need to be around them. Respectfully. Respectfully. And that's all I got to say on that part. I know I just yapped a long time about friendships and relationships, but it's so important because who you keep around you will really show you so many things that you didn't even know or recognize that you were doing. And who you are surrounding yourself is literally just like poisoning your water, like, or whatever you're like spending your time in. Like, if I'm in the pool, you don't want nobody that's gonna pee in the pool, so don't have friends around that's gonna do that to you. Like, don't have someone that's gonna poison where you lay at just because they feel like they're not getting where they want to go or doing what they want to do in the time frame that they want to do it. Okay, y'all, I had to go wash my face off because it was like so much oil, but I'm sure now y'all can see like the difference in my skin. I've really been working to even my skin tone like all around my face, and I feel like it's kind of working. I've been using the Good Molecules Vitamin C with oryzanol, I think is how you say it. Don't quote me because I don't know. But I really like it. I've been using it probably for over a year now, actually. And I definitely feel like my skin is getting a lot more even toned. I suffer, apparently it's from rosacea or something, I was being told. Basically, my cheeks get like super red. I love it because I can do like concealer and then it'll naturally look like I'm blushing, and I'm not. I don't know if that's a bad thing for me or not, but I'm enjoying it. Whether it's bad or good, I am enjoying it. But let's get back into the video. I just wanted to show y'all what I was doing for my skin after I dermaplaned. That way y'all would know. I am getting like, I have like a little bit of discoloration in my chin lately, and like a little bit of a dark spot here and like in here. So I'm definitely trying to like clear that up and like get that together. I also normally like push the whiteheads out of my nose myself. So I'm about to do that with the back of my tweezers. My tweezers are from, they're called B Pro Butte. They're stainless steel tweezers. I love these tweezers with all my life. And I use them for multiple purposes. As y'all see, I'm literally like pushing the whiteheads out of my nose right now, which is kind of disgusting. Oh, I should have showed y'all, like, this is all the hair. I have like 3 of these. This one has hair on it. This one has hair on it from like me dermaplaning. So I definitely recommend that y'all dermaplane before putting your makeup on, because wait, let me look at this side. Because it just is better. So I wanted to talk about mindset in the like status of like you becoming her, or like your best self, however you want to like categorize it. I know a lot of people call it different things. Because I think that's really important. And at the end of the day, you can work on so many things in life, but if you're not working on your mindset, if you're not figuring out what makes you tick, what's good for you, what's not good for you, all the above, then you are gonna, does this have makeup on it still? I don't know. Then you're going to have a harder time evolving and maturing, honestly. So like, I really had to think about myself, and I had to think like, is what I am working towards something that like is for external validation, or what someone else is like doing and that's why I want it, or is this like something that I want? So what I always think about is like, if no one knew that I was gonna get this, if no one knew that this is what I was doing, oh gosh, would I still be happy and proud of it myself? I think you can say that for like luxury purchases, regular purchases, vacations. Like, it's applicable to so many things. I really thought about it when I was thinking about the bag that I want to purchase. So on my vision board this year is a Chanel bag. The Chanel bag that it is pretty like limited. Like they don't make it actively. It's not like one that's still being made. But I had to think like, why do I want a Chanel bag at 19? Is it because of the people that I'm around? Do I feel like I'm like trying to catch up to something, or like am I just really dedicated to like entering my luxury era and this is how I feel like I enter? So I think you have to really realize that it's not about the aesthetic of what you want. It's about like what's genuinely gonna make you happy, because there's been so many things that like I've taught myself to be okay to suffer through. And in reality, I shouldn't be suffering. Like when I look and see how blessed I am, how much I've accomplished, what I'm doing, this isn't coming from a suffering mentality. So once you teach yourself to stop suffering through life, to stop accepting things because you feel like this is just how the hard work is supposed to feel, you enter the soft era, or however you're describing it. Like I have really been focusing on lately, I don't need to live a hard life. Not hard in how you work and how you show up, but like a hard life in the point where like I want to live a soft life. I want to be able to wake up and decide to go to work. I want to be able to go to sleep and have my money working for me and be making more money while I'm sleeping. That's what I want. Just on my lips, I'm about to put some lipsticks. And you have to teach yourself how to stop suffering and how to end up at peace. And peace is really what I'm attracting, but also what I'm prioritizing going into my 20s. Your 20s are supposed to be like the hardest times of your life, and you're gonna go through all these things and lose friendships and lose relationships. And I feel like I've already been doing that with the way that I'm setting myself up. And it's not in a bad way, because this year alone, I've met so many people that like I love and care about and like support me. And it's been amazing. Oh, that was a big whitehead. But if I release all those things, release the pressure, release the stress, release feeling like I have to be someone that's not who I want to be, I find myself showing up so much better, so much happier. Like I can use a tangible example. When I was younger, like I'm talking, middle school, high school, I realized that, oh my gosh, y'all, my phone is blowing up. I realized that I was like idolizing something unrealistic. So like I would be on Instagram and stuff, and like, you know, when you would see like those screenshots of the messages that people would send, and like it would be like those texts would be like, good morning princess, da 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 da. I felt like that's what I needed in a relationship, that like would prove to myself that that person like loved me, cared about me. When in all reality, now in my relationship, I just appreciate being thought of. I know that, especially working, like, girl, I wake up some mornings, I'm rushing out the house. My mind does not go to taking 20 seconds to call him right when I wake up. I will call when I'm on my transportation to work. The same thing goes for my best friend. I call her every morning. I don't. In middle school and high school, I might have, when we were like bored and in class. But in college, I text her. And there's some days where we will text each other and be like, oh my gosh, I've been meaning to text you for the past 2 days. I just haven't got a chance to it. But I have a chance now. Like, hey, how are you? I love you. That is so much more important. So like, stop. I went on that long tangent and it got back to like friendships and relationships. But I said all that to say that like, you don't need to like put yourself in the box of like what you see on social media, or like what you think you're supposed to have. Like, it is completely okay to look at that for reference and like be like, I really like how she's wearing this. I really like how they're doing this. That is completely okay. Like, I think Pinterest and social media is a great way to like create the vision for yourself, but like do exactly that. Create what you want. Don't take one person's life, one influencer, and think that you have to replicate that. Like, that's not your journey, and it will be inaccurate, and you probably wouldn't even be able to get there if you're trying to build it based on someone else. I tell the girls who like follow me or like do stuff for watch me for like my Spelman content all the time, like my Spelman experience and how I am in all this leadership and am doing this and have the grades and do all this stuff is not the same as anyone else's. Like, my friend is going to be president of the Glee Club. She's vice president of SGA. She just crossed and like did all this stuff. But her story is not the same as the president of SGA, who is the vice president of FBLS, who also just crossed. And I say all those things because I think those are a lot of tools that people measure their success in college. But that's not how you measure it. Like, you need to set yourself up to be going for exactly what you want. And if you're not going for exactly what you want, then you're doing it wrong. And you're just not where you want to be. And that is completely okay. But you need to recognize that you need to set yourself up for what your version of her is, what your version of a soft girl life is, what your version of success is. Don't compare yourself to anyone else, because like I said earlier, comparison is the thief of joy. And if you don't show up how you want to show up, don't expect anyone else to either, because how are we all supposed to love you if you don't love yourself? Being a young woman is all about becoming. Like, you have to learn to give yourself grace, to wrap yourself in a hug at the end of the day, but focus on who you want to become and how you get there. Focus on the journey. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. Like I said, your 20s are about becoming, not just where you're arriving to. So you have to give yourself grace, give yourself time to grow, find what a soft life means to you, and also find a way to stay grounded in all the chaos. So like, I used to tell myself that I need to journal every day. That didn't work, because at the end of every day I didn't have something that I really wanted to journal. So this year, or no, really, the past 4 weeks, I've been doing a journal a week, getting out all my thoughts, all my successes, all my losses, all the things that I'm looking forward to, all the things that I'm praying for, and I'm putting it in that journal entry for the week. And that has just been more realistic for me to do in my schedule, but also like setting the time for me to actually be able to focus on that has been a lot better. And I've allowed myself to reflect, like, am I acting out of fear? Am I acting out of want and desire, or is this something that I truly need? Is this something I need, or is it something I want? Is it something that I worked hard for? Is it something that I just like half-assed, to excuse my language, but like, is it something that I just half did? So you need to take all those things in account and then look at where you are, and that's how I stay grounded. Let me know how y'all stay grounded, but I just feel like slowing down and honoring peace in your life is the best way to do it. And everyone does that differently, but that is what's been working for me. I know I promised y'all in this video that I was going to do my makeup, but just like how we've been talking about, like, you have to kind of figure out what's best for you and roll with the punches and don't have everything planned. So today, all we did was my skincare and fix my eyebrows, and we actually only fixed one of my eyebrows because I need to finish this eyebrow when I'm done talking to y'all. I am still going to do a makeup video, so stay tuned for that. Let me know, like, how are you all feeling in your 20s? How is living? How is life? If y'all are interning, let me know where you're interning, how you're interning. We will do a whole different video of like what I learned and how I actually feel now that my internship is concluding, because I know in my last video on my channel about internships, that was like early on in my internship, so I definitely am feeling a lot differently now. But yeah, like, we are going on this journey of our 20s together. And I don't want anyone to think that they have to be perfect. And I definitely don't want anyone to be measuring their life and success against mine or anyone else on social media, in life, whatever the case may be. There are so many people. I've been reading like stories recently, or like news articles about CEOs of companies, and a lot of them didn't start until like 40 or 50 with their company and like had their success after years of working. Like all the designers that we know and love now started in like the 1800s and are now like fashion houses. Like good things take time, good things take work. Nothing happens overnight. Remember to give yourself grace, to love on yourself a little more, and that I love you and I'm here and supporting of your growth. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all ladies or gents in another video. I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post.